Unit 6, Law of Succession, Lecture 2, Interstate Succession, Part B. Interstate Succession, Part B. If a deceased is survived by a surviving spouse and descendants, we said the surviving spouse will inherit the grade of a child share, which is calculated by dividing the total estate by number of equal to number of children plus 1, or a minimum of 250,000 rand. So here we have 4 descendants and a surviving spouse. The estate value is 500,000 rand. If we take the estate value 500,000 rand and divide it by the number of children plus 1, you get a child share of 100,000 rand. This is less than the minimum of the 250,000 that is entitled to a spouse. So the spouse will receive a total of 250,000 rand, and the remaining balance will be spread equally among the descendants, each inheriting 62,500 rand. If there is no spouse, no descendants, only parents, and both parents are alive, each will inherit 1/2 of the estate. So we have a state. If there is a case of no surviving spouse, no surviving descendants, and only one parent and siblings, the one parent that is alive will inherit 1/2 of the estate, and 1/2 of the estate will go to the descendants of the predeceased parent. If we look at an example of no spouse, no descendants, only one parent alive and siblings, if the estate is worth 1 million rand, 50% will go to the surviving father, 500,000 rand, and the remaining 500,000 will be distributed among the descendants of the predeceased mother. So the half brother gets 250,000, and in the predeceased sister, her share would have been 250,000, but this will be divided equally among her descendants, her nephew and her niece. If we have a case of no spouse, no descendants, no parents, only siblings, 1/2 of his estate will go to the descendants of a father, 1/2 to the descendants of a mother. So here we have a mother and a father predeceased. We have half brother 1, descendant of a mother, half brother 2, a descendant of a father, and then the sister is predeceased, and you have nephew and niece. So the principle is 1/2 to the descendants of a father, 1/2 to the descendants of a mother. So half brother 1 and a nephew will have 250,000 each, 50% of the mother's side. The niece and half brother 1 will have 250,000 each, which is 50% of the father's share. We can also have renunciation by descendants. This means if a descendant is entitled to a share from the estate, they decline that benefit. That benefit will vest in the surviving spouse, and the descendant may only renunciate their benefit if it's not a minor or a mentally ill person. If we use the same example from spouse and descendants, the estate value was 500,000 rand. The spouse was entitled to a minimum of 250,000 and the balance distributed among the descendants. If, for example, illegitimate child decides to renounce their benefit, they do not want to benefit under the estate, their benefit will vest in the surviving spouse. So now the spouse is entitled to the minimum 250,000 plus the share from illegitimate child.